shift back inside and then grab a hold of the pants. Knee comes up, okay? Again, we rotate sideways. I've got my forearm right there across his thigh and his calf. And what that does is it blocks him out and it starts widening out that inner part of the groin, which doesn't feel too great when you're pushing that one down.
This is really basic stuff. Let's work on getting past his legs. And now there's a tactical application, I should say a strategy, really. It's a strategy that you want to do. And then once you have that good strategy about getting past a guy's guard here in this particular case, you could be pretty successful at it. Now, remember, if he's down here, if he's on his back, no matter whether it's judo or jiu-jitsu or submission, grappling, whatever, if he's fighting from this position, he probably wants to be here and he's good at it, okay? Understand that. So we're kind of getting into his turf, okay? And if I'm here and I want to throw him or, I want to do something else, don't play into his game. So they say patience is a virtue. It really is a virtue in ground fighting. Again, they say, take your time, but do it in a hurry, but be patient. Be very patient. Because if I start to rush, and I start to reach for things, oh my gosh, look at, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I will get arm locked, I'll get choked. Something's going to happen to me if I get in a hurry. So when I'm doing this, I want to make sure, initially, until I have better control, till I'm starting to call the shots for myself, I don't want to get, like I say, don't go north of the border. So here's his belt, that's the dividing line right there. I want to stay below his belt, below his hip area, until I'm ready to make the move to get past it. So if I rush this too much, like I said, if I start to reach in, I'm asking for an arm lock, I'm in trouble. So keep that in mind. I can't stress that enough. So don't reach forward, don't lunge forward, don't try to come forward like this too much, because I'm going to get turned, the whole thing. So I don't want that to happen. So here we go. That being said, all right, I want to steer him. If I can steer his knees, I can steer his hips. I can control his hips. Now let's say at some point, I might have to control his hips at some point to start, and then I want to start working up. We might be in a situation where he's closing up the guard, and I can start working here, and I can now push the hips down and isolate him, to post him, and then I can start working up to get the legs. But I want to get inside the knees and just turn him. And Derek's going to have some thoughts on this too, because he's done this a lot with guys. But see how the grip is inside here? Don't just grab any old way. Grab inside his knee, get a handful, kind of like a pistol grip, and just control, okay? Now, what I like to do, I'm coming up, you see one knee's up, I'm up on my feet. I'm not flat. Let's turn around here. I'm not flat on my feet like this. You don't want to be this way. You want to be up, and you want to be active, okay? So when I turn them around, I like to really use my shin right in the middle here, okay? I'm going to put the shin right in the middle, and that really splits them in half, okay? Now, if a guy's got a cup on, good for him. If he doesn't, that's his problem. Okay, you're going to put a lot of weight into this, and you're going to lean into it, and there's your control. Okay, now from this control, the shin is up in the middle, okay? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start pushing his knee down, and as I push his knee down, my knee will follow, my knee will touch the mat, and my shin will come across his upper leg. So just like this, see that? And I'm pushing down. Now I'm staying up on purpose so you can see this, because in a real situation I'd be very low because I want to pass this leg. Okay, so we're fighting here, knee up, maybe just for a second, just to keep it there. Now at this point I start to, and when I don't just push this hand, or this knee, I push them both, I rotate them this way. See, I use it just like I'm steering it, like a, on a ship or something, okay? So I just here like this. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this shin right across here, this upper leg here, the thigh, and I'm going to stay very low, and now I'm start collecting them. Okay, so I'm from here, now I'm just going to quickly get past, slide by.
9 times out of 10, it's not open, it's closed. So I don't want to be down here because that's just fighting into his game. So we're going to fight our way back up with good posture and your hands on the hips. It's right about the belt, but it's still technically south of the border, okay? So again, here he's got me north of the border. Gonna bring my hands in, get some nice posture on there, and I'm gonna shift my knee right in between his butt, and then I do a 90-degree with my other leg, so that that knee's pointing that way. And what that does is it allows me to force back and push the legs open. I'm still here, okay? So as soon as we've got that, my hands come back and pummel inside. So you're already here, you're about parallel with his knees. You shift back inside and then grab a hold of the pants. Knee comes up, okay? Again, we rotate sideways. I've got my forearm right there across his thigh and his calf. And what that does is it blocks him out and it starts widening out that inner part of the groin, which doesn't feel too great when you're pushing that one down. If I keep it there, he can release that pressure and start sneaking up and start trying to form triangles, but also it's not that uncomfortable. You want him controlled, okay? So if I keep that forearm right across there, making an A with his leg, pin that guy down, knee goes down, you can already see he's reacting to it because it doesn't feel very good. Okay, your knee comes down onto the mat, and as soon as that happens, you punch this leg or this arm through there by where his armpit is. As you slide out, through and around, okay? And then I can collect this arm.
Can you show it kind of semi-regular stroke? Whatever you end up with is whatever you end up with. In this case, you did a side control of a munigatami. You can sit through keisagatami, whatever works for you. But generally, you're going to probably do a munigatami or a keisagatami to finish, or maybe side. But
a lot of people will kind of like slide real far up into keisa. I always kind of try and roll over because I find it helps. As I get my knee down, I can pivot over it really quickly, and it's harder for him to catch the other leg. Because you'll find that with guys with longer legs, once they get through here, even if this comes through, he reaches over and grabs that back leg with your ankles. Like just half guard that back leg. Okay?
yeah, see, and he can train.
And then now I'm starting to try and...
So that's why we do like to spin over, like you said, pivot over on that knee, like a hinge, to do a munigatami, but you can end up in keisagatami.
Yeah.
You can end up in keisagatami if you wish.
Yeah, and if he's really good, he's realized I'm getting through that, and he's starting to frame there, and I can't turn over, I'll slide underneath it again, and kind of a reattempt to slide into the case. So if I'm here, okay, and I'm coming through, and I'm starting to turn over, and he frames out right here and blocks, I'll just slide right under it.
See, the idea is you want to get not past his leg, but past his hip. If Derek can get past Peyton's leg, and then, okay, that's the first step, and then, literally the first step, and then you get past the hip. Once you're past the hip, you probably get control of the guy.
Yeah.
You probably do. One more time, then we'll finish. There we go.